Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. Our guest today is a local DFW musician. He's got shows going on October 15th at Red Yard in Denton, October 22nd at O'Reilly's in Dallas. And you can find the rest of his content and Linktree and shows and what's going on with them at itchyrichie.com. Stay tuned to the very end of the episode. He sent me 2 tracks that I'm going to play for you at the end. And thank y'all for being here. Thank you for listening to the show. Please give it up for Richard Keller. And this is where I stop talking. Let's start the show.
You listen to Mark Maron at all? WTF?
You know what, man? I like his comedy. I've listened to his podcast, but he has kind of a dark undertone that I don't connect with.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And maybe that just is a reflection on my good call on the coaster, by the way.
Oh,
maybe that's a reflection on my maturity level.
I'm married, so I see a coaster, I have to go for it.
Right, and I'm halfway there.
Yeah, this is a learning moment for you.
Yeah. No, she gave me those. I asked her, I was like, you want to stay? You can be in the recording with us. She'll do it every once in a while. And she's like, I'm going. So, but before she left, she's like, are y'all going to drink? I was like, I'm going to offer him Coke, and I'm probably going to have yes, I'm going to have a beer. And she's like, okay. Well, and then she gave me the coasters. So, but yeah, Mark Maron, he's very talented.
Yeah.
Can't take any of that from him.
Mm-hmm.
He's had a hell of a career, and I just don't think me and him would ever be friends.
I don't know that he can be friends with anybody. I love him to death. I would love. That's my weird dream. Is he's a comedian, and I know that. And I was like, me and my friend Bo are both big fans of his. I used to practice next to Bo. Bo's in. Oh shit! Why can't I think of the name? He's in West Windows.
Slow this down for somebody that's not.
West Windows is a Dallas band. They're kind of like a post alt rock band.
Okay.
It's buddies of mine that I've known for years.
Yeah.
And so I used to practice. We used to practice next door in my old band, and we were talking about Maron one night because we were going to go see him. We had front row seats, and he's like,
comedy or
yeah, Maron's
stand up.
Maron's when he played the Majestic.
Okay.
It was funny. We were like, dude, it'd be cool if we could bring him back to the jam room, jam with him. And I was like, I think I'd be more happy with that than just hanging out with him. I think it'd be cool just to, because that's not what Maron's known for.
Yeah.
So it'd be fun to just like, yeah, dude, do some blues licks. I'll sit on bass and let's do it.
Was that your thing, bass?
It's my main thing.
Yeah.
I'm more of a lead singer, guitarist now, but
maybe that's why when I mentioned Matt, you thought it sounded familiar because he's a bassist.
Yeah, exactly.
Good deal.
That's a good get, by the way.
None of that had to do anything with me. I made a connection. I think it was episode 6 with Lucas Peterson, and he's a fellow podcaster and a go-getter. And we connected through a group in the DFW groups or whatever,
mm-hmm.
and we did a little episode. And a year later, I'm sitting there with Matt Novesky, and that was all Lucas Peterson. He set all that up.
That's amazing.
And I got to meet another artist out at Orb Recording Studios in Austin. That was Jackie Rose. I think that was episode 26. I'm really bad at remembering my episodes.
Well, when you make content.
I need note cards.
Well, that's the problem with making any content or making, especially nowadays with how fast everything goes. Like I've released just in the last, it's 2021, right?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. It's going to be 2024 by the time I get done blinking. I've released 2 full albums and 2 EPs and like a handful of singles, and I can't tell you when. I just know it's...
Maybe you don't even remember all the lyrics.
Oh, don't get me started on that. That's bad.
Yeah, I bet.
It's like, yeah, I wrote this song. You'd think. It was in here at one point.
Right.
Why hasn't it...
Somebody might like hit you with a lyric or something that you said in one of your songs, and you're like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that was yours. So
that's great. Was that Depeche Mode? No, that was you. Oh, sweet. No, if I can, comparing myself to Depeche Mode already.
Ah, we'll let you. Yeah, absolutely.
Why not? They're my favorite band. I'll get that out of the way early so that people can stop listening if they want. I'm kidding.
Yeah, turn off your podcast browser now, your platform.
Just delete
Go
Stitcher.
Back to work.
Just delete Stitcher and call it a day.
What's your? Do you listen to podcasts a lot?
I do.
What's your platform? Is it Stitcher?
I'm a Stitcher guy.
Yeah.
That's from being a Maron guy.
Yeah,
because I paid for the membership before, and then he rolled it into Stitcher. And
so is he like exclusively on Stitcher now?
No, just his back catalog. So his most recent 60 are always free to the public.
Whenever, yeah.
But then his whole back catalog is all on Stitcher if you pay for premium, and it's all commercial free. They take all the ads out on new and old. So
you know what? I didn't think it was going to be a problem. My favorite show, and this is cliche, I'm sure, but Joe Rogan. I mean, it's number one for a reason. It might. I don't know if it's still number one, but it was for a really long time, right?
I don't know if it charts now that it's Spotify exclusive.
Well, that's the thing. So whenever it went Spotify, I was worried that it was going to change it somehow.
No.
And then I started listening to it on Spotify, and there was no change. And then one day they did a mid-roll.
Oh yeah, no. I noticed. I listened to which one? Which Rogan did I listen to the other day? It was a kind of a weird one for me to listen to. Oh, what's her name? Pop star. He had her on in the last few months.
Man,
yeah.
My new job does not allow me. I mean, like not that they wouldn't allow me to do it, but I physically cannot listen to podcasts now.
Yeah.
I used to take in probably 40 hours worth of podcasts every week before.
Yeah. Well, I'm in a car 4 hours a day.
Oh yeah,
so
you're
knock
eating
it out.
Up. Yeah.
I'm always like, I need a new one.
Stuck in
Give me
DFW.
more.
Oh, I know. I used to tell people like this is kind of part of the reason that I started a podcast was because I ran out of episodes to listen to. So I was like, F it, I'll make my own. You know?
Hey, and you know what? Today's the day to do it because it doesn't take a whole lot.
No, it doesn't. And me and Matt talked about that. Everybody can do a podcast from a cell phone. They don't need a microphone if they don't want it.
Yeah.
It can be total shit, but through some apps and whatnot, you can clean it up and it sounds halfway decent.
Well, you can get cheap. My guitarist has a Shure mic that plugs into the lightning port.
Yeah.
That we record rehearsal and stuff on.
Sounds fine.
We recorded a single on it.
Yeah.
It was because we recorded acoustic. It was really cool. I meant to bring it. I forgot my flash drive. Sorry about. I'll email them to you.
You can, yeah.
But we recorded an acoustic version of one of our songs. It was raining out. We jam when kids aren't playing soccer and stuff. We jam on Sunday mornings, and that's kind of him and I working out vocal harmonies and working through stuff here and there. And it was raining. You know how we had monsoon season.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
Lasted
like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So we're out there and it's raining. I was like, dude, let's record some acoustic stuff. Pick up some of the rain. I bet it'll sound awesome.
Did you catch the rain?
We did.
Really?
And we did a song it's a song of mine called Been Out in the Rain. And I was like,
perfect.
This is what we have to do. Like,
obviously.
What else are we going to do? And
Your wife's like, honey, will you? Shh, not now.
We're over at his garage, so I was texting her, just letting her know, like, hey, it's going to be a minute. We're recording right now. We're doing important things.
While adjusting your monocle?
Yes. Yes.
We're recording.
Yeah. I remember when I was younger and recording.
But it turned out good.
It turned out, yeah. I mean, I released it as a single. I cleaned it up a little in Logic, EQ'd it, did some stuff to it.
Now that we've talked about it, this is the one you got to put on the show.
It was one of the ones I was going to send you because it's the most recent one. So.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah, it's a good song. I really love it. But yeah, with the rain, it was just like, it was perfect. And then here's the crazy part. While we're recording, while it's raining, and it's not like a light little piddly rain, it's a heavy
coming
rain.
Down, yeah.
There's a dude with his weed whacker out there. So you hear in the middle of it, you hear me strumming on my 12 string, and then all of a sudden you hear, and it's.
All right. Now we do have some DFW listeners, and so the DFW listeners will understand this. What area of town, more accurately, do you live in?
North Fort Worth, Keller area.
Okay.
I try not to say the Keller area because my last name's Keller, and then it turns into the whole. Oh, you're Keller and you live in Keller? Yes. Yeah. I've heard that 30 times today.
Thank you. Good little chuckle out of that.
Yeah. Yes. Clearly, I own the town. I get free drinks at every bar in Keller, of which there are 4.
Just show them the ID.
Yeah, I just go, and they're like, oh, you'll be, sir. Thank you.
Well, and I think the listeners will agree with me. And when I think of Keller, I don't think of Keller being a place where somebody would be out weed whacking in the middle of a monsoon rain.
Well, I mean, it's
a nice area.
Well, yeah, but it's a pretty suburban part of town.
Still, man. Well, was it the homeowner that was weed whacking, or was this like a starving landscaper that just had to get it done?
Well, we didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
But it's a Sunday morning, so I'm assuming it was some dude was like, I gotta get this done. Wife's yelling at me. I go, shit. Sorry, Brenda, I'm getting it done. Now. Yeah, it's raining on me out here, goddammit.
And I mean gas-powered. A real weed eater.
Oh, it was for sure a real weed eater because you hear, you can hear it on the track because I was like, there's like no way to EQ this out. It'd
be hard.
Yeah, well, and I'm not that skilled on that end yet.
There's a function, and I just use Audacity because it's free and it's, anything. I mean, Audacity is way outside my skill level. But I watch some YouTube videos and I get what I need out of it. Mm-hmm. But there's a function where, like, if you can take a track of, like, the sound that you're trying to get out, like, just record that thing, and then push the button where it says, don't do that. Use this track and eliminate that sound. It'll do it. Yeah,
because there's vocal remover in there, too. I use Audacity.
That might be the same thing. I don't know.
It probably is because it's something about basically eradicating I'm getting into science. I'm getting it over my head here.
I like science.
Yeah, it's
so I'm setting all this up, and this is embarrassing and a little bit insulting, but I'm putting all this together, and this week has been insane for me. There's absolutely no reason for me to go into the details, but it was crazy. And then we set this up, and that was it. And then I think this morning, it was the first time I hit you up, and I'm like, oh, are we still on today?
Yeah, I saw that. And I was like, I hope so. I got a sitter.
God, really be shit if you canceled. Yeah.
I mean, it might save me $10, but.
Yeah, Matt keeps coming up, but he is the only one I've ever canceled on.
Really?
Matt Novesky, yeah.
You canceled on the Rockstar. That's a pretty ballsy move, dude.
Man, I was so upset. I mean, I think I might have been shaking. I was so mad. And I think that's actually the moment I decided I had to get away from that job.
I bet.
Because there was no way I could get to it. And me and Matt had set that up at like 8 o'clock in the evening or something crazy. I'm like, there's no way I can screw this up.
There's no reason you shouldn't have been able to make it.
Right. And, at like 7:15, an hour and a half away from Orb Recording Studios, I'm like, I'm not going to make it. Like I was still lying to myself. Like I can do this if I just.
It's that thing. It's where you want it so bad, and then like you're going to like, no, it's gonna be fine, and then you get to that moment, you're like, nope, never mind, it's not.
Yeah,
not at all.
So that's the one. So nope. once it's set, it's set, and I'm going to be out there with a machete, my face paint on, getting objects and obstructions out of my way to get to my guest. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
But right before you got here, or as I was setting all this up, I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember his name. So I sat down on the couch, and like the last 30 minutes, I've just been scrolling through your Facebook. That's why when you were talking about your studio, I'm like, oh, the one with the blue lights. Yeah, I totally saw that. It was cool. You got the guitars on the wall.
Yep, that's the one. That's the one.
So Richard, thank you very much.
Yeah. Call me Itchy Richie.
What do you go by?
I guess professionally, I'll put that in very loose air quotes. Yeah. Itchy Richie.
Yeah.
Or Rich.
Because you can go a lot of ways with Rich.
Just don't call me Dick unless I'm being one. That's my rule of thumb.
I shouldn't give out this idea because I don't want somebody stealing it, because we might still do this, but me and my girlfriend had decided a while back that we're going to name our first restaurant Hard Richards.
That's a good idea.
I'll give you a second to unpack that.
No, you don't know. I've already got that. And me being...
The restaurant or the thing that describes?
Both.
This is over. We're done. Thanks, everybody. All right, we're out. All right, thank you. Thanks for coming out. All right. See you next week.
So, being in food sales, I'm already going, all right, what menu items can we make around the name Hard Richard. It would fit. I mean, obviously, you need deep fried pickled spears.
We got all
right
that,
off the right out the gate. Everything has to be slightly dick shaped.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to degrade your restaurant to like ballpark foods, but you're going to have corn dogs and hot dogs. Any kind of dog, I guess.
Hot dogs, yes. Corn dogs, I'd avoid unless you're doing your own batter. You got to do that back of house fresh. That's a whole other thing, man.
You're legit.
It's what I do every day. It's what I was doing before I came here. Yeah.
So are you doing, what aspect are you doing? Sales, supply? What are you doing?
I'm in sales, so I sell to restaurants.
Nice. Okay. And it's probably one company that gets stuff from all over the planet.
I'm not a distributor. I'm with a manufacturer. So I sell kind of to the distributors and to their, I'm not going to reveal because we have a social media policy.
Oh, yeah.
Last thing I need is a call from corporate being like, I heard you were on this Fort Worth Roots podcast.
Hey, you ever heard of Fort Worth Roots?
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah. You said some things that we're not really cool with.
No, for sure. Yeah.
And I'm like, I mean, they were all true, but
I don't talk about my company either.
Yeah, no.
I talk about what I do and stuff. But.
Well, my last job, they had a strict social media policy of if you put that you work for us, you have to represent us like that all the time. I'm like, nah, man. I like my dank memes. I can't be associating with anybody.
We had a guy that, I'm divulging information, kind of like internal information, so I can't ever say the name of my company. But this guy got terminated because I can't remember what it was, but he posted some shit on Facebook. There was like an internal email that came out, like a new policy or something. And he posted it on Facebook and like said some, derogatory shit about it.
Well,
this is so terrible. But
not to mention, like, why would you, knowing it's an internal email, like, there's no. Why? Why would you? Why?
It shows kind of like I'm 36.
Okay.
My age group, and I think he might have been my age or maybe just a touch.
Yeah, we're about
older.
the same age because I'm 35. I'm about to turn 36.
So this dude, we're all this age group. We're on the cusp. We're like, you're either really good at it, the social media stuff, and
we're not as bad as our parents, where it's like, they're typing in as a Facebook status, like their Google search for like how to cure gout or whatever.
I mean, I remember pagers, and I had a cassette player and stuff like that. But we're on the cusp, and there are some people that just don't get it. Like, you can't say shit about your boss online because you were going to get terminated. Like, it's gonna get back to him,
right?
One way or another,
That being said, if my boss listens to this, I love you.
Yeah,
and you know that already, dude. So whatever, you're good. But yeah,
shout out to George. It was a hell of a week. Glad to be working beside you, right beside you. Cheers. Okay, we got all that shit out of the way. He's asked to come on the show. He's like, "Oh, you got a podcast? You should bring me on." I'm like, "What the hell are you going to talk about? You don't have a band?
I'll put one together.
You never
I just want to be on the show.
Yeah,
I just want to be on the show, man. What do I need to do? I have a banjo.
He's gonna show up one day with his own single just to get it in.
And it's gonna be a spoken word single over like a very poorly recorded like drum beat.
One of his children on a recorder playing like some kind of terrible thing.
It's gonna be like those Shreds videos where it's like
maybe somebody with like Indian wind flutes in the back.
Now I have my next album, so thank you. Like you saved me like 6 months of writing.
Yeah. We're pretending like Fort Worth Roots is something that somebody would go out and make their own single just to be on.
You know what? It wouldn't shock in this day and age. That doesn't shock me whatsoever. That might happen.
I'm obsessed with analytics. If you listen to one episode, you know that. But if you listen to 38 episodes, you'd be sick of hearing it. But I can't stop looking at it. Like all day, I'm just checking analytics to see what's going on with the podcast, and then also I'll dive into like what's going on in the podcast world. Like where are we at with that? Because when COVID hit, it went from like, I don't know, there were like, whatever the number was, it went to 1.5 million within like a couple of months.
Because no one had anything better to do.
They're bored. They're at their house. They've got their cell phone. There's all these podcast platforms that are
you got Anchor
why don't you
now.
start your own podcast? And somebody's like, I have a bunny. I could podcast about my bunny.
Yeah.
And they'll do 8 episodes, and then, they're 5 minutes long and whatever.
This is a limited series about hops. Hops today ate a carrot.
I thought it was about beer. Turns out it's a bunny.
Yeah, that was the most misleading one. I was so upset when I came across that one. I was trying to avoid my kids.
Is this a real thing?
No.
You're great at improv. I love it.
I took one improv class, and it paid off.
Yeah.
Shout out to 4 Day Weekend in Fort Worth. Thank you.
They do an improv class?
They do.
Really?
Well, I mean, I don't know anymore.
I haven't been to 4 Day Weekend. I've been to Hyenas.
What? You haven't been to 4 Day Weekend?
No.
Dude.
Is it okay if we continue? Or am I like...
Yeah, no, we can continue. I'm just saying, that's like a Fort Worth institution. Like,
I didn't know
if you're into comedy...
Fuck
no.
I'm out.
No. Had you said... No, I don't have anything.
I can't either.
I can't. Yeah. I'm not one to throw in the towel that easy. But I highly suggest a 4 Day Weekend. Okay. I do the late show because that's when they get a little raunchier.
Yeah.
But they're pretty brilliant dudes.
Yeah. Hyenas I was really surprised with because I'd been there, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 10 years ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But it was a long time ago, and I just remember thinking that it was like... It's like stand-up comedy that I'd seen before, but like not nearly as good. So
the comedy scene in Dallas has come a long way in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Yeah, for sure.
Like there was a period of time when I was between bands and didn't quite know what I wanted to do, so I did a couple of comedy open mics.
Yeah.
Turns out stand-up's not my thing, which is totally fine with me.
Got that off the list.
Yeah. Did that a couple of times. It was funny. The first open mic I did was at Backdoor Comedy in Dallas, and one of my best friends came. And I didn't find out until literally as I'm walking on stage that it had to be all clean. Couldn't do any blue humor.
I was about to say that, yeah, that name is misleading because it sounds kind of dirty, but it's not. It actually has kind of like a Christian theme or family theme.
I don't know if it's family so much, but they just want you to do a clean
Is it still around?
As far as I know.
Okay.
I think it's moved venues, but I know it's...
Somebody mentioned that, and it might have been... was it Matt? God. No, it wasn't Matt. Oh, I know. I brought him up like 3 times. The last time I brought him up, and I was like, Jesus, I brought up Matt like 3 fucking times. Ryan, I'm going to screw up his last name. Perio, I think. But he's a stand-up, and he's
Yeah. He's a local stand-up. He's a good guy.
Hilarious. So you've met him? Or you've heard him?
I don't think I've met him. I've seen some of his stuff.
Yeah. So he was a guest, and I can't remember which episode that was either. But incredible. Just a hilarious guy. And I think he's the one that mentioned Backdoor, and that's how I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It's...
But it's all clean. Yeah.
And not finding that out until 5 minutes before you go on, when you're like, oh, my whole 5's about jerking off, son of a bitch.
Masturbation's not going to fly with this crowd.
Well, I'm just going to have to figure out how to clean it up. Well, let me clear the air here. It wasn't strictly about masturbation.
Should have been.
Well, the masturbation was kind of the punchline. It was about, and this was a real thing that happened. I was talking about how technology makes us more paranoid, because we're so connected now. Because I called a friend of mine, and it went to voicemail. So, you go through the mental thing of like, oh, maybe he hates me now, whatever. But he happened to text message me and go, hey, man, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I'm jerking off. And the sense of relief I felt that, like, he's still my friend. He's just in the middle of something. But how come we can't pay that kindness to everyone? Like, hey, I'm in the middle of something.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, that's a clean premise. It's not my fault he was jerking off. Like, I can't, that's out of my control.
Right? I mean.
But, yeah, so I was like.
Paid to be here. I'm not the one jerking off in this story. Yeah. It's your fault.
Yeah, it's totally his fault. He should have picked something else to do with his time.
I didn't buy a ticket, so if anybody's a pervert.
Yeah, exactly. But, so I forgot how I changed it, but my best friend was sitting out there. And afterwards I came off the stage. I'm like, oh, fuck. I was like, how did it go? And he goes, well, you didn't bomb. He's like, picture this. You're flying an airplane, and it crashes. No doubt that it crashed. But everyone walked off. There were no injuries.
Man,
you came off unscathed. That was like
incredible. Yeah.
I was like, that's pretty good for your first time.
And a damn good analogy.
It was. I was very impressed with it. I was like, that's poetic. Why weren't you up there?
Yeah. Or at least developing your own app where you can, like,
Where were you when?
Type in a scenario, and then you get back to us like a great analogy. That'd be great.
That's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Better hope no one steals it.
Go ahead. I'm not going to do it. That's way too much work.
Yeah, no, I can't program. That requires brain power. That's why I'm a musician.
And shit. Yeah. That's why this is my hobby. We just hang out and drink beer.
Hang out, drink beer. I'll go home, play a couple of chords, and be like, oh, wrote a song. Done.
I think I had some disappointed listeners, too, because like the first year that I did this, I was completely sober. Like I did not touch a drop for a year.
Really?
Yeah. I decided I was going to do it. I wanted to see if I could do it, because I do like beer, and I do like whiskey.
Yeah. Those are both pretty cool. Not going to lie.
So I'm like,
fan of both.
I wonder if I could do a year without. And so I did it. And actually, I had a really, I can't call him a close friend, but an important friend of mine that passed away. And I don't know this for sure, because you know how it is when somebody passes away, nobody wants to talk about the details. Right. So I don't know this for sure. But anyway, he had like massive, like either liver or kidney failure, and he was gone in like, no time.
That's rough.
And that's kind of what spurred it. I'm like, what? Me and him were the same age. We both like beer and whiskey, and
that'll do it.
But anyway, I'm worried that some of the listeners were kind of cheering me on, and then when they found out it had a termination date, they're like, I'm not behind this dude. He's obviously weak. Hey, listen, there was a start date and a finish date, and on New Year's it was like 3, 2, 1.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Sweet nectar.
Sweet release. Yeah. So you made it out unscathed, and then how did you not know that place was like an all clean comedy? How did that work? Because you had a set scheduled and everything. You knew nothing about it.
It was an open mic. I just saw it. Someone posted on DFW Comedian saying, sign up for the open mic Monday night.
So you did.
So I signed up for the open mic, or it was Wednesday night. Can't remember.
Let's do this. Yeah.
I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to try it. And then I tried it, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I did it a few more times. I down at, Mana? Am I saying that right? I think I am. This is when she first started in Fort Worth. She's a female comic, and she's built this closet out comedy thing. She's really funny.
Yeah.
She hosted an open mic in Fort Worth that I went to a few times, and I never did terrible, but I never did great. It was just, it didn't hit me the way, and I was so used to playing music, but I've been playing music since I was like 14.
Yeah.
I've been in and out of bands since I was 15. So like, it was just me trying to
fill it out,
do something different. I was finishing up school.
Cheers to you for trying it out. It didn't work out, but you tried. So, and your heart's in music.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
you love comedy.
Oh, I do. That's one of those things.
You don't want to put the work in to become
I'm
the next Rodney Dangerfield. Cheers.
Rest in peace, Rodney. Yeah.
He started in his 40s, by the way.
He did. I know. He was a aluminum siding salesman.
That's right.
Yeah. No, dude. I have
about that.
This freakish encyclopedic knowledge about music and comedy. And I don't know why. I couldn't tell you why, but it's like, I'm one of those people. I have Wikipedia in the entertainment section of my apps, because that's what I'll do is I'll look something up on Wikipedia and go down the rabbit hole for 2 hours and then go look over at my wife and be like, well, did you know? She's like, no one knew that, and no one cares.
Dude, I do the same thing. I got my phone on standby. We'll be watching a movie. I think it's Paloma, which means dove in Spanish.
Yeah.
And we were watching a movie the other night, and they, whatever movie it was, and this character, she's got a rabbit, and her mom called it Paloma, and I'm like, that means something. So I grabbed the phone, but I do that like every 5 minutes, and then at work, I'm constantly on the phone, I'm typing stuff, and it'll be just nonstop, and I'm like, I wonder if there are battery-powered air conditioners. And then
Yep.
And so, I know weird shit too.
Yeah. My wife makes fun of me because we'll be watching a movie, and the first thing I'll do is pull up IMDb and go to the trivia section.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, did you know for this scene? No one cares. Literally no one cares but you.
Well, and
the 3 other idiots on the internet that typed that in.
But you understand the art behind it, right? I mean, it's more than just a movie. This was a huge thing. It took people, it took crews, it took logistics. I mean, there was a lot that went into this.
No, well, coming out of high school, I wanted to be a film director. So, I went to the Art Institute for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
And one here? Or?
Yeah, in Dallas.
Okay.
And I quickly found out that was the place where all the kids from like the rich suburbs of Dallas, that's where they got dumped off at because they didn't have good grades.
Right.
So I got really disenchanted really fast because I'm sitting there learning Pro Tools, like going, guys, look at all these plugins we can use. And they're like, yeah, well, I did like 3 hits of E last night, so I really don't want you to talk to me. I'm just like, fucking
not
people.
The greatest group. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But I mean, I learned a lot in the time I was there. But so like I've always been, my head's always been kind of around production. I've always loved music and film, and like that's what I've always just wanted to make things. So that's where the stand-up comedy thing came in. I was like, that's something I've never tried. I have no idea how to approach it. Yeah, I wrote down. I mean, before my first open mic, I still have it all because I have Evernote, and I would just sit there and type bits in Evernote. Mm-hmm. I'd think of something like, oh shit, all right,
yeah.
There's a good bit about Walmart being like The Walking Dead. This is topical. So,
yeah, you got the wit for it. I can tell you're an intelligent guy.
Thank you.
That if you applied yourself to it, I have no doubt that you'd probably be a pretty decent stand-up. At least DFW wide known. I bet you could pull it off.
Maybe, but that's the other thing is I have, got a wife and 3 kids and a day job, so sweating it out in the clubs 4 nights a week at open mics
not gonna work. Yeah,
no, it's already a tall order doing
the ultimate sacrifice.
Like doing 1 night of practice and going to the studio and playing shows. That's already like, okay, so Riker has a soccer game, Dane has a baseball game, Kinley's got gymnastics. I got to figure out what 2-hour window I have where. And then my wife's a real estate agent, so she's got, she
all
works
sorts of bonkers.
Yeah, she pretty much works when I don't, because during the day is when I go and see restaurants. So it's like, all right, it's this time Tetris deal all the time.
Do y'all have a scheduling system, or you just kind of wing it?
No, we use Cozy, and by we I mean my wife uses it, and then
tells you what to do.
Well, more like she goes, "You didn't put that in Cozy," and I'm like, "No." Like,
what's Cozy?
It's a shared calendar app. So like,
not a sponsor
yet.
No. Right. Not yet.
Don't sell yourself short, Andrew.
I'll holler at you, Cozy. I'll find that email.
It's COZI for those looking it up.
Oh, okay. With an I.
Yeah, that's how you know it's different. Yeah. Surprised it's not Coz and some weird eye-looking logo.
Or a number. They should have used
a 1. Or an eye emoticon. Mm-hmm. Like just a human eye.
Anything but a regular, boring-ass English letter.
I mean, that's been around a while, so it's probably before, it's before there was like buzzer and you stopped putting an E. You stopped putting vowels in things, so it's BUZZR or whatever.
Well, you look at like Elon Musk's son's name.
Oh.
It's like, isn't it like letters and symbols and shit?
98% sure it was emoticons.
And I'm not hating, man. I mean,
that's how old I am. I just said emoticons and not emojis.
Emoticons.
Yeah. I've been watching 30 Rock, so I'm 10 years in the past in my head right now. So,
But you know what? I bet that kid grows up good, real good. He's got a smart dad, really gorgeous moms. I don't know which one's his.
With Grimes. He's married to Grimes.
Okay.
And I mean, she's a genius in her own right.
Yeah.
She's crazy in a good way. Like, off the chart. Like, I listened to some of her. She just put out a new single, I think, last week. Popped up in my Spotify release radar.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She's a musician.
Yeah. And a graphic artist. She does all of her own album art. She's like a one-woman machine, man. She's awesome.
That's cool. I watched like a whole thing on, these stupid-ass videos that pop up, but I can't help it. I'm fascinated with Elon.
It's, yeah.
But it was a whole thing about Elon and his exes and how he like still pays them because he still wants to take care of them. Yeah,
that's
pays
weird.
him money.
I'll date him. Shit.
Yeah, what's up, dude? Give me a call.
Yeah.
Let me get that monthly stimmy.
Yeah, I mean, you're already helping with one record career. I mean, why not two? One, and mix it up. But vary your portfolio. Grimes has this very progressive. She has her own thing. I'm doing my own thing. It's a little more rock based, maybe. But you know what? Just see. We can make it work. We can make it work.
That's got to say a lot about his choices too. Like as far as picking partners, women, whatever, girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I had $1 bazillion, there's like 2 ex-girlfriends I might mail a check to on the sly.
No offense to any of them, but no, probably not. Sorry. They were all
$1 bazillion. You're wiping your ass on toilet paper that costs more than their monthly paycheck. $1 bazillion. You have so much money, you don't know what the shit to do with it.
See, but maybe this is the hippie in me, but if I had that much money, I'm just like, can we, here, cancer, just can we get rid of that? Just take this money and figure that out, please.
But then you got to get into politics and figure out who's keeping it alive. Oh, easy conspiracy theory, me. Stop.
Well, that's true.
This is not a conspiracy theory show.
Now I'm out. You've officially done it. Bye.
Oh, okay. What's your favorite conspiracy theory right now? Because it alternates, right? Like if you're into conspiracy theories, then it alternates. 1 week it's chemtrails, the next week it's Illuminati. What's your favorite today?
Oh man. Well, that's the thing is I'm not into them there was a point where I was fascinated with them, mm-hmm. and then I kind of went and just you get to a certain point where you're like. The older you get, I feel like you're just like people are too stupid for any of these to work. Like,
well, yeah, but
in mass,
there's so many things. Like I didn't know about. Shit, I suck. Oklahoma, Black Wall Street.
The Tulsa bombing.
Yeah, I had never heard of that. And then I watched.
That's true.
I watched this television series, and I can't remember the name of that either. I think it was an HBO special, but it was an incredible season. And I hope to God they bring it back. Wellcraft something.
Lovecraft Country.
Lovecraft. Yes, man, it was so awesome. Anyway, all this stuff is going on, and the references that they were making, I was like, this happened. They're pointing. So I, again, with the cell phone, I'm like, oh shit, okay? And then I found it, and I'm like, what the fuck? This really happened.
Yeah. Well, that's just a sad state of affairs of how, not to throw white people under the bus. Sorry, white people, but you've had it coming. Like, this is them not atoning for what they've done in the past. Their bad things they've done in the past and trying to sweep it under the rug. I mean,
well,
I grew up in Texas. I never heard about it.
It's embarrassment, I guess. I don't know.
There's shame or something, right? But it doesn't. That's the ironic part of shame is causes people to hide things, but that doesn't make the shame go away. Light makes the shame go away.
I agree.
Truth.
I agree 100%.
Bringing it out and going, okay, this is
and it burns me up whenever people are like, we need to rename this town, or we need to rename this school, or we need to tear down this monument, or we need to shy away from stories about Black Wall Street or whatever, anything to do with history. Mm-hmm. You do not cover that up. You don't.
Well, the only argument I have against that's like the Confederate monuments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is if you look at when they were put up and why.
I'm so glad you know about this because those need to be they need to be tore the fuck down.
Yeah.
These cheaply built pieces of shit that were just put up to piss people off because of equal rights movements or...
Well, they weren't put there to piss people off. They were put there to go, hey, black people, remember this?
Yeah.
Which is not cool. Like, that's...
But to
me, it's clearly, like, states still flying the Confederate flag. I'm like, how's that not treason? That's treason. That was... I grew up in the South. I'm from around here.
Yeah.
And I used to do, I'll go ahead and put my shit out on the table. I did Civil War reenactment in high school because I was that cool. And
do you feel like that's a bad thing? Civil War reenactments?
No, not necessarily.
I don't know. I hate to get into like political shit.
Yeah, no,
but I'm not going to shy away from it either. And I think that it's worth mentioning that it's okay to have these conversations.
Well,
and
it should. Well, that's
okay.
the problem is that we don't have them,
yeah.
And then they turn into idiots on Facebook.
And it's perfectly fine to have differing opinions too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, especially if they're backed up by something. Well, other than like, well, that's just how I feel. That's not a reason for anything.
No.
Sometimes I feel like taking a dump in the middle of the floor. I don't.
My fucking dog does.
You know,
And then looks at me, and I swear to God, she smiles. It's the only time she can smile.
yeah, no, that's because,
Clean it up, bitch.
yeah. Hey, fucker. I don't have thumbs. You do. Figure it out.
Hey, you with the opposables.
Yeah.
Get a paper towel.
Yeah, exactly. You know where the shout is. Just go take care of it. All right. I'm gonna go chew your shoes now.
Yeah. But I had never even I look at people tearing down monuments in foreign countries, and I'm like, what did that do for you? But oppressive regimes. Wow. Try it. Go ahead. Try it.
Oppressive regimes.
Okay, but you had time.
I did.
You thought it through.
Yeah, and I did pause before I did it because I was like, I'm gonna trip the fuck on it.
I'm gonna nail this. Don't fuck it up. You see somebody get removed from power, and the statues come down, right?
Yeah.
So I like that argument. They're not here anymore. Why are we celebrating these people? They lost.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a pretty solid argument.
Well, especially when they killed millions of people to take power or did something to oppress a race. Like, yeah,
the Civil War, I think, is hands down the bloodiest Civil War or war, right? 550,000 people.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I mean,
in U.S. history, it's absolutely
on U.S. soil for sure. Yes.
Well,
World War II. If you put all the total casualties in World War II, I think that's still the worst. But that's
maybe you're right. Maybe that's
including. I mean, literally like 9 million Russians died, 6 million Jews died. Yeah, dude.
Okay. So on U.S. soil for sure.
Yeah. No, because if we lost 9 million people, this country would not be the same.
No, it would. I don't know if we'd be here if we lost 9 million in the Civil War. I'm pretty sure it'd just be the Indians again, and
they'd probably be pretty chill with that. Yeah. Be like, good. Yeah. They did it for us. Sweet.
Yeah. Right.
We're gonna go back to our thing.
I think eventually that's how it turns out anyway, right?
I mean,
time will tell.
Time will tell.
But those nukes are adding up. I mean, they keep making them.
Yeah. You said this. You said you weren't into the dark shit, but we got dark.
Damn it! All right, let's get your buddy on.
Let's call Mark Maron up.
Yeah, let's get Mark Maron.
Let's get him to weigh in.
Oh, he'd slaughter both of us. He'd be like, "You are so not woke enough. None of you even deserve to breathe my air."
Well, no, have you ever heard his joke about being woke? Where he talks about, he goes, this is how woke I am. I have a thought, but then I don't say it out loud. And I think that's woke.
Yeah, good for him. I don't know. I might have the wrong impression, dude. I might have just caught him on the wrong episode because I pulled his podcast up and I listened to an episode and I'm like, this just ain't my dude. But every once in a while he'll have a guest on and I'm like, I gotta hear this.
Well, like he had Rick Rubin on like a month ago.
He's had some great guests on. That's a big podcast.
Yeah, he gets some killer guests.
Yeah,
like I've listened to the Rick Rubin one 3 times. I usually don't re-listen. There's a couple I will re-listen to, and I was listening to Billy Gibbons on the way here. That's an old one.
I don't know that one.
Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
See, my music knowledge is shit.
Oh, now that's why you have the podcast.
Yeah, so I can learn.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Hey.
There's different sectors of the pie. That's another 10% for sure.
Yeah.
But you question me on movies, 1995 forward, I got you pegged.
Yeah, probably do. I dropped off on movies after a while.
Well, yeah. Well, it's hard to keep up these days. So much shit coming out.
Well, that and like it's dominated by like the Marvel stuff, and I don't dislike it. It's just not my deal.
I enjoy the Marvel stuff. It's fast food to me.
Yeah.
I gobble it up. I like it.
Yeah,
it's good. But but cinema, the actual production of it, the good stuff.
You know? Well, and I don't feel like they do it the same anymore. Like you're not getting.
It's all CGI, right?
Not just that, but like I'm just talking about in terms of like deeper stories and like those don't hit the big box office anymore like they used to. Oh, every once in a while they hit.
Netflix, Amazon Prime. You can dig through there, get real deep.
Yeah.
If you like this crazy shit, you might like this too. Oh my God, I didn't know he was in this.
Yeah.
Find some jewels.
Yeah. That's the good thing and the bad thing about modern technology and modern entertainment is you can find anything. Yeah. But then again, you can find anything.
Yeah. Well, and then the other thing is all the good stuff gets covered up with bullshit. I mean, there's a bunch of like just I love digging through like indie films and finding like some good productions. In fact, you're going to hear me reference guests a lot, but there's an indie filmmaker down in Austin, and they made a shout out to Brandon and Clint. They made the Bob Zula, and it was you probably never heard of it.
No,
it's on Amazon Prime. You can find it, but it's a real production, and I mean I don't know how much money they must have spent on this thing. By definition, indie films, no budget, right?
Right.
But it's great, and they used the stage that they used was life. You know, I mean, it's regular houses and baseball fields and a high school gym, and I mean but it flowed well, and it was just incredible. And to watch something like that, and see what you can do with no money, and to say that's disingenuous, somebody had to have that camera.
Yeah,
somebody had to, buy the equipment and get all these volunteers there and feed them, and so money went into it. But it's incredible what you can do outside of Hollywood, and it's a really good film for no money spent. The script, that's all about where the power's at. Yeah, the writing.
Yeah, so I did back in like 2005. I did a couple of indie movies.
Did you really?
Yeah. Shout out to Chris Compton and Fifth Floor Pictures.
Okay.
They're based in Arlington. So I auditioned for one of his things and got it. But yeah, it was the same thing. We shot in like parking lots, shot something in a parking garage. The highlight of my acting career was me playing a pot dealer that gets shot in the head. That was pretty cool.
Highlight of your career.
Highlight right there. What was the name of that one?
Pothead gets shot in the head?
No, I mean, I should have been the focus of it, but that's neither here nor there.
It sounds like a big role.
It was, I had lines and I giggled.
Did they use like a squib, or was it just like ketchup and...
It was some special effect. They used some After Effects.
Okay.
And then there's a shot of me leaned over like this, and I had the fake blood dripping out of my head.
Yes.
It was pretty sweet.
What year was this?
That was 2006, I think, or 7, somewhere in there. We filmed it in my rehearsal space.
Nice.
Is where we filmed that scene. I did another movie with him called Leaving Town. I didn't act in it, but I did sound.
Okay.
So, broomstick
part
with
of
a mic.
That's all
for
important.
a boom. Oh, dude, it was so much fun. The whole thing was so much fun.
I want to do that so bad. Like I just need to clear up some time, because I don't have time to be a part of some major production like that, but I'd love that.
I mean, that was the thing, is we did it. I mean, we had to do everything outside hours of everyone, because everyone had day jobs.
Everybody's got a job. So what do you do? Everybody has to meet after 5?
Yeah, like when we filmed at my rehearsal space, I had a friend that was going to the Art Institute, so we had him rent all the cameras and stuff. So that saved us camera rental, and met at my rehearsal space, set up the lighting, and shot it. And yeah, we shot it. I think we got started shooting probably 9:00. Went till about 1 or 2. Damn, years ago.
So everything's like filmed in the evening. So the whole movie happens in the evening, right?
Well, we were inside, so you couldn't. Oh, right. Theoretically, it could have been during the day. No one. It was kind of the Clerks thing of where, like, he wrote the whole thing with the locks being jammed with gum, so he didn't have to open the shutters, because he filmed it all at night. So it was kind of one of those. Yeah, it was fun. It was good times.
Any other ones?
I did one called Gooseberries, and that never got released. It was what's the name of the dude? It's a Russian writer. It was one of his. It was an adaptation of that, and I played an old man, even though I was 20.
Yeah.
So I grayed out my hair. That one. I kind of want to. I wonder if Chris has that laying around. Chris, if you're listening, I need you to email me.
Chris has to be listening.
He better be. I'm going to tag him in it when this comes out and be like, you're mentioned. You get talked about quite a bit. So
Chris
Compton. He's a good dude. Really good dude. And I'm not just saying that because he's listening. But because he's been working on some cool stuff since then. Yeah, he did. They did a movie. Oh, why can't I remember names right now?
That's okay. Do you want another beer?
If you're offering.
Do we need a bathroom break?
I don't need a bathroom break.
I need a bathroom break.
Well, then you take a bathroom break.
Okay.
No, beers are what keep us together, I think.
Exactly. Cheers. All right. So we took a little bathroom break.
Did you restart it?
It never stopped. I just flagged it so I knew where I was going pee.
Okay. Cool.
You, sir, have a bladder of steel, by the way.
I've only had one beer, and I peed before I got here.
Yeah, so. I have half a beer. I pee 3 times.
My friend Jonathan's like that. Shout out to Jonathan, who, once he breaks the seal, has to go every 10 minutes.
Jonathan, welcome to the itty-bitty bladder club. I'm there with you, bud.
So the movie that they did, the bigger movie Fifth Floor did, was called Straight and Narrow.
Straight and Narrow. And what's the kind of synopsis of this one?
It's about an ex-military guy, and I think he's trying to get his daughter back. It's been a while since I've watched it.
Yeah.
But
does he? Well, don't spoil it.
I don't want to spoil anything.
I was about to ask.
I just want people to go watch it.
Yeah.
I know this isn't supposed to be a commercial.
No, we're here to promote for sure. In fact, I was thinking about this while I was taking a urination. We haven't talked about your band at all, which is Itchy Richie, right?
Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations, yeah. I'll give you a second to let that marinate.
No, I feel like I picked it up immediately.
No, some people go, oh, that's a cool name. And then they go, oh, I see what you did.
Oh, wow. It's all about STDs with you, huh?
We toyed with the idea of all taking a STD name, jokingly.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
It is.
And might affect ticket sales. I don't know.
May not. I mean, look at Guar. Guar's done a really good job being disgusting for, 40 years?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like naming all yourselves after STDs. You know, at a restaurant, whenever you put your price list together for what you're going to have on the menu, you literally get to choose your clientele. Like,
That's true.
What kind of people do I want here?
Well, I want common street trash to come to my shows, apparently.
Well, you're going to get people with Ebola, so.
I guess I better put out the, on top of having a vaccination card, you need to have your proof of not having chlamydia.
Have you eaten raw monkey in the last 6 months? Because that's how that happens, I think.
Yeah, I think, and that is, because that's what sex is eating raw monkey brains, right? Am I doing it wrong?
Just raw monkey.
Oh, so any part.
This
could be their toes.
Might be the most adult podcast I've had so far. I'm glad it was you, Richard. Dick.
Good old Dick bringing the heat over here.
Bringing the realness. Yeah.
But yeah, we're Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations. That's a name I've had for quite a few years. I started it as a joke. There was a period of time, like I told you, I used to want to make movies. I wanted to make a parody of Purple Rain, where instead of Prince and the Revolution, it was Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations. I never made a script for it. I just had a lot of dumb ideas about how to make fun of Purple Rain, which, in hindsight, you can't make fun of that movie. It's perfect, but that's neither here nor there.
Right.
So that was the genesis of it, and then because it was when I was with my old band, the UBA, many moons ago, and after when was it? I think it was 2010. I recorded a solo album, and I decided I was like, well, I need to have an album release, and I was like, well, the band needs to be Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations. I've got the name, and it was only going to be a one-off show. We ended up staying together for like 2 years. Bass player moved to Sacramento. Shout out to Nate Garcia. Yeah, he's awesome too.
That sucks.
Great dude. Yeah, it did. He had the perfect practice space too. The house he moved into over in Bedford had in the back it had two. They looked like playhouses, and up in the top they were playhouses, but in the bottom they were all soundproofed, and whoever lived there before was a musician, so they were studios. There was even a snake dug in between them. So one was going to be the control room, one was the recording room.
A snake, like a
snake with XLRs,
conduit. Yeah.
So, we recorded for, have you ever heard of RPM? The RPM challenge? Mm-mm. It's this thing every year in, is it February? Yeah, because that's the shortest month of the year. Every February, there's this thing called the RPM challenge where artists are challenged to make 10 new songs or 30 minutes of new music. Basically produce a new album.
Nice.
In the month of February. The rules are it has to never have been released before, yada, yada.
All original.
All original, no covers.
Yeah.
So we recorded that there. It was really fun. This was my old Pro Tools rig.
Is this like a local thing or?
No, it's a national thing.
Okay.
And up until like the last couple of years, you had to physically send in a CD.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it had to be mixed and ready to go. Yeah, so we did that, and then the band broke up. I was back in school, was finishing up my bachelor's degree, in my mid-20s with a day job. And after I got out of school, I was like, well, I've got free time again. Probably want to start a band again or whatever. Ended up with this band, the Wyzzywigs. There's two guys jamming over in Dallas.
I think I saw something on your Facebook.
You may have, yeah. So that was when did I graduate? 2016? Yeah, because our first show was 2017. They broke up in 2019. Again, someone moving. Drummer, Nick Andrioli, shout out there, moved to Chicago. And so then I kind of went into a little bit of a funk.
Yeah.
Because that band was the most different thing I'd done. And I was like really into it. And it was kind of I was way into it. And it just fell apart. I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because the keyboard player didn't really want to do it anymore. And that's when we found out the drummer was leaving. So everyone was just kind of like, fuck it. And I was like, I was the only one that was like, come on, guys. Keep going, right? Keep going. So that's when I started recording at home. And then I recorded my first EP, Low, Slow, and Dark. And didn't stop for a while. And then, 2019... there's a show at Peppermill, and it was the first time I played with Smoke and Jake Ferris.
T-shirt.
Yep.
If you're watching the video on YouTube, Jake, I've got your shirt on, dude. It was the first guest to bring me something.
I saw that, and I was like, fuck, I should have brought stickers. I'm such a dick.
Don't worry about it. I was going through my closet, Rick. I still had my work polo on, looking like a dork. I'm like, I'm throwing a Jake Ferris shirt.
Oh, dude, I was in my work polo and my slacks earlier, and I was like, I hope this dude's cool with shorts and flip-flops, because that's what's happening.
I almost put shorts on, and I was like, these will be fine. I did take my giant socks off, though.
That's good.
Are you a giant sock guy?
Oh, yeah. I got to do crew socks.
No. I don't want my socks sliding down. These bitches come up to my knees.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they are grippy.
Yeah, see, yeah,
very elastic.
That's good. That's good. My wife makes fun of me for those.
I'm picky as shit about it. I wear pants when I go to work.
Yeah.
So.
And that's the thing is, oh shit, sorry. When I'm sitting down, your pants ride up a little bit, and you don't want, I know this isn't the Victorian age, but I'm not showing ankle. Like,
you slut.
Yeah. We can't buy pizza dough from him. He's a whore. Like, all right, fine.
I don't know.
I go down the street.
I think you need to take another stab at stand up. Let's hit
Conversationally, I can be funny. It's in front of a bunch of people. The only thing I got laughs on was anytime I fucked something up and made a comment about it. And I was like, my material should be stronger than me fucking up. So.
You're getting laughs out of people.
Yeah.
Just you talking. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was like, oh, that bombed. Huh. And then people would laugh. And I'm like, that's not fun. I'm up here dying, you fucks. Like, I sat in my office working on this material like I'm some artist.
I was looking for your laughs a minute ago. Now I'm looking for hugs.
Yeah. I need a hug right now and maybe a beer, okay?
Are there any grandmas out there with a pony keg?
That'd be awesome if someone just rolls one up. It's like her oxygen, but it's just a pony keg. Here you go, sweetie. Here's some Deep Ellum IPA. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Grandma.
You're a saint. Now make sure you brush your teeth.
Yes. Your breath will stink in the morning if you don't brush your teeth. IPAs will give you the bubble guts. Yes, Grandma,
if we take this too much further, the devil's going to show up. Titanic's going to roll in through the back. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of weird stuff.
It's going to turn into Ghostbusters 2.
It's getting close, yeah. I don't know.
The Titanic just got here.
If we wrote a script with limitless money, I think we could do some damage.
I think we could. I mean, that may be the next thing we do. Is maybe we'll do the Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations movie. We'll do the Prince parody.
Yes.
Just get it fleshed out.
All of it. It'll be, you know what? Let's make a mini-series, like Lonesome Dove.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
We'll start off like in the Genesis, and before like the end, we're like discovering a new planet,
Yeah. And then at the end, just everyone dies. Like literally the last 5 minutes is just people just falling over dead.
I feel like it needs some work, but I think we're on the right.
We just got to get the in between. Yeah. We're laying out the whole thing. You find another planet, whatever, and then everyone dies.
The whole M. Night Shyamalan ending there. What a twist! I don't know.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm going for a twist. I think maybe I'm just going dark again. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
Mark Maron, what's up?
Mark, if you see this, this is your fault.
Mark is never going to see this.
Nope, not once. Not once.
By the time it reaches notoriety, he won't have the mental, cognitive skills to listen to podcasts.
Oh, he'll probably just be like, fucking podcast.
Yeah.
Done with this shit. Stupid fucking kids.
Why didn't I just yell out a window?
You know what? I kind of look forward to that phase of Mark Maron's career. Him in LA just going, hey, shut the fuck up. He's yelling at people.
I'm going to have to give him another go.
Yeah, no, dude, I highly suggest a Rick Rubin episode.
I do like his comedy.
Right.
When is your next show? Where do you play?
September 17th.
Okay.
We're playing at Ridgely Theater. Or not Ridgely Theater, Ridgely Lounge.
I've heard that so many times on the radio, but where's that at?
So, you know where Ridgely Theater is?
Sorry. Don't throw things.
Like,
I know. I should know these things.
it's only like it's only where the Toadies started. I don't know.
Well, they play at Possum Kingdom now. Do they still do that? They used to play every year.
They used to. They moved it one year. I don't remember the last time they played there. But they got started in the Ridgely Theater because that was like the big venue in Fort Worth for a long time. It still is. So there's so Ridgely Theater is, I think it's, I want to say it's Camp Bowie and 30. Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
People with their Googles can find it on the Google Maps.
Yeah.
That Camp Bowie and 30 doesn't sound right. We'll go with it though. Or
I'm going to look it up.
30.
I'm going to look it up. I'll tell him at the end of the episode. Andrew, don't forget. Put it at the end of the episode.
Yeah. So we're playing Ridgely Lounge September 17th.
Okay.
Playing with my bass player's band, Jeff Zero, and his own private universe. They're headlining.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, it is. And they're great. They're awesome. And then opening up Daryl Sellers and the Turners, which I think I reached out to you about them
Maybe.
like a year or two ago.
Oh, is that the one that got us connected?
Yes, that's the one.
And you were the one trying to get it all worked out, and then we just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, because that was when I was that was before I had Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations put together. So I was booking for him. And that's all I was doing because I'm like, I'm out of the music business. I'll just book shows.
Yeah, as I adjust my monocle.
And I'll make $1 per show.
Billions of dollars.
I'll book you 1 billion shows so I can have $1 billion. Let me give him my events on Facebook.
As you can too, listener from the DFW area. This is a local show.
Yep. So that's Friday, September 17th. And then Friday, October 15th, we're playing in Denton at Red's Yard, which is a cool venue. It used to be Backyard on Bell. So it's on Bell Street. Right there. Boom.
Oh, man. I gotta start remembering this stuff.
And then October 22nd, we're playing at O'Reilly's in Dallas.
Nice.
And that's going to be a cool show, too. All of them are going to be really good shows. Then also, we're in this contest right now through Odyssey, AUDUCY, whatever. Used to be radio.com. And it's called The Opening Act. And we're currently in 5th. Next week's the cutoff for in our group. So they have everyone sectioned off into groups.
Genre.
It's not by genre. We're in there with like
just a weird group.
Yeah, before the first cut, there was a band called the Flaming Homos, which I don't think that's very PC. They were pretty good though. I went and looked into them. They're just punk rock. I was like, that's pretty badass.
Was this all gay people?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know how appropriate it was. I don't know if they could say it. I feel bad saying it out loud. But yeah, the groups aren't by genre or anything. But like we're currently in 5th. The winner gets $10,000 and gets to play at the Hollywood Bowl, which, you know, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it would be pretty cool.
You're in 5th, dude. You're so
5th
close.
in the group. Yeah. So next cutoff is Thursday. And so they only take the top 5 and then they start merging the groups.
This Thursday?
Yeah.
When is it finalized?
That's a good question. I know the show's October 23rd.
Oh, okay.
So I might have to cancel the 22nd if I have to fly to LA.
Right.
I have to fly to LA. Sorry.
Shit, I don't have the date that this is going to be released, but I do these weekly. So.
Oh, okay, cool, perfect.
So we should be good.
They'll probably still be voting in 3 weeks, assuming we're still in it. But yeah, that's the thing right there. For all you
Cool.
people
Yeah, put that up to
watching,
the
I didn't
camera.
realize there was.
And you can either send me a shot
I'll
of that. If you'll send me a shot of that, I will put it right here on top of this little part of the track.
What I'll do is I will do you one better. I'm going to message you on the Facebook Messenger.
There you go.
And send you the link so you can start voting. So you can be like, I know the guy that went to the Hollywood Bowl. I'm going to knock Matt out of his place as most famous guest you've had.
I don't even know where you got that. Matt is a cool dude.
I'm not hating on Matt.
We have also got Ruby Weston, who is by analytics. I told you I was an analytics nerd.
Yeah.
Ruby Weston is our number one most listened to artist. She's an opera singer out of DFW.
Really?
Yes, sir. And
I kind of want to check that out now.
You have to. Shit. I'm trying to think of the episode number.
I'll look it up.
She's great. She's great. I swear to God, she is the sweetest human I've ever met in my life.
Well, I've always been intrigued by opera because that's a whole separate vocal skill set. That's dedication.
Now she's out of opera now. She just sings, and it's not so much opera, but I mean when she does sing, you're like, yes, that woman is opera based. Like you can hear it, the intensity and all.
I mean, anyway. If I can replace me as a vocalist, you can hook me up with Ruby.
Dude, she would gladly. I am telling you right now, Ruby Weston would sing her heart out for your band if you wanted her to.
That'd be great. I'd take Itchy Richie off of it.
Well, what would you put it then?
We'd obviously be
Itchy Ruby.
No. We would be.
I would never
Looney Back. We'd be Looney Back. Duh.
Of course. Okay.
Not gonna.
No, don't make Ruby itchy.
No, that's weird. Don't make Ruby itchy could be the first album,
and it could be a great bumper sticker or a campaign slogan.
Don't make Ruby itchy. Yeah, no, that would be great.
But yeah, all my guests have been an incredible opportunity to build the show. And
that's awesome.
I can't believe how well this has gone. Like I really did when I started this. I'm like, well, whatever. We'll see what happens. And Richard, you are welcome on this show anytime you want. This was great.
Thanks,
finishing
Thanks.
A week that I can only describe as hell, and finishing out with this interview is great.
No, that's
perfect
awesome
for me. I
Glad to
you
hear,
had
man.
fun too.
I did, man. I enjoyed. Thank you for having me on. And
when is the next show?
Friday, October 15th at Red's Yard
Awesome.
in Denton, Texas.
Okay.
So
very cool.
Yeah.
And all right. So what are some? Are you Instagram guy? Fort Worth? Excuse me. Facebook. Jesus.
Facebook.com/IRATBS.
Okay.
Same with Instagram, and then Twitter. The only difference is it's Itchy Richie ATBS.
Okay. And that's how everybody can find your stuff.
That's where you can find it. ItchyRichie.com. That's my Bandcamp page. That's where all of my stuff is.
And that you have a link tree on there.
I have a link tree on a bunch of stuff. I
found your link tree somewhere.
Probably on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
For sure. That's where all my links to everything. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, all of it.
Perfect. Thank you for doing this, man.
Hey, no problem, man.
I didn't cut this too short, did I? I feel like I took way too much of your time.
No, you're good, dude. You're fine.
All right. Fort Worth Roots. Thank y'all, and we will see you next week. A very big thank you to Richard Keller of Itchy Richie and the Burnin Sensations. I love having episodes like these where the conversation just flows and it goes way over the usual 30, 45 minutes. Thank y'all for listening through the entire episode. Here you are. You made it all the way to the end. Don't forget you can find Richard Keller's information at itchyrichie.com. The dates to remember for this band. He did play at Ridgely Theater the other night, and it's too bad that we didn't get this one out first, but it's just how this rotation falls. October 15th, Red's Yard in Denton. October 22nd at O'Reilly's in Dallas, and much, much, much more. itchyrichie.com to find all their other information and when they'll be playing next. If you're inside the DFW area, you can come see them live. If not, you can check them out on YouTube or all their other platforms that they're on. itchyrichie.com. Oh, another one. What is this, episode 40, I think? We're adding up. Lots of guests coming in. being a part of the show, helping us build this Fort Worth Roots thing up. If you or somebody you know would be a great guest on this show, media@fortworthroots.com is the email, and that's the quickest way to get a hold of me. My phone number too, but I'm not going to give that to you. I'm sorry. We're just not there yet. For Fort Worth Roots, media@fortworthroots.com is the email. fortworthroots.com is the website. You can find us on YouTube and all the social media things just by looking for Fort Worth Roots. We're on all those things. So thank y'all for being here. I'm going to stop talking, and I will see you next week. Later.
It's time to come inside. It's time to come on in. It's time to come inside.
No one left standing. Bloodstains of broken glass. Bones break as heads roll. Protect democracy. I am a hero, patriot with no badge. Take me down and you'll see leaders of infamy. Great nations falling, all at my civil head. No one left standing, I alone will persevere. What now have we become? Hell have no fury. All burns and I just spent my last days inside a cage. No one left standing. All sparing love and war. No one left standing. Stand fast by broken